My Gavanan Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Aracheg Aladirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. And welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Elves of the Woodland Realm. I've just noticed down in the south, now that we have visual sight range with Isengard, or we have at least their map information, that Isengard have taken Nanny Falgate. Now I didn't, maybe I did know that and I've forgotten, but anyway, it looks like Gondor's in trouble, so we may actually have a challenge on our hands once we've finally kicked Dol Guldur back for 6. And which hopefully shouldn't be too long away. So our army here, Draugol the Respected, is maintaining watch over Rawberg until our king, Thranduil the Good, can take Ilanin, the castle over here. Now, he might not be able to take Ilanin, given that if that is really what the garrison's like, then we're in trouble. And if need be, Draugr can go over and take it, which we may need to do. But at least we can whittle it down over time, and we've got an army here coming into the south to help reclaim Dol Guldur, because Dol Guldur is currently held by the forces of Khand from the invasion that they successfully orchestrated against us. Now, in the Gondor video yesterday, I sold Urk Estelad to Dale to get money for it, because it was a raid. I raided Mordor, and I didn't want them to just get their settlement back, so I wanted there to at least be a delay, and I wanted to get the maximum possible I could out of claiming that settlement. The very essence of a raid. I destroyed all the buildings, I got the money for it, and then I even sold the province to get money. However, there has been a comment, and supported by 2 other comments, of people suggesting that I am basically resorting to this cheap tactic too much, and it's ruining the enjoyableness, or the entertainment value. Sorry, Threnatar. No, I will take you because I like your name. And it's ruining the entertainment value of the campaign because I'm being too cheesy and I'm basically cheating. And I just struggle with this, because whilst in the Angmar campaign I'm selling the regions to Bree and the only way that I can achieve victory, it's not necessarily I'm doing it just to be cheesy and just to annoy the Linden or just to be an idiot. I'm doing it as genuinely as an attempt to stay alive, because Linden will completely destroy me. And I want the best possible chance to win. So I'm selling those regions to Bree. I'd give them to them if they didn't even have the money for it, in order to create a screen so that I can separate Bree and Linden, and then I can attack Bree, and then hopefully have the power to take Linden down. I might not even be able to, even with my requirement. My rush on the Dwarves of Ered Luin has stretched me so thin that there's a very real possibility that campaign victory is out of my grasp. So I'm doing everything I can to ensure that I can at least try and win. And that is selling to Bree. But selling that settlement to Dale won't be able to hold it. Mordor will take it the very next turn. But it at least gives me an extra 4,000 gold over 4 turns. I just can't understand why people think it's such a cheesy and cheating maneuver. I mean, yes, it's essentially abusing the AI, but then why do these same people not take fault when I drop stakes outside the gate of one of my castles and just beat an entire Khandish army without having to raise a single sword? Like, where's your qualm then? But nevertheless, I mean, you're more than welcome to berate me, to suggest that I've done something that's a bit foolish. And indeed, if you do feel it's cheesy, then you feel it's cheesy. That's fine. But I'm evidently just not as good as you, and I'm using every trick I can to ensure that I have some hope of beating Linden as Angmar. In the Mordor campaign, it was just a raid. I raided them, and I wanted to get money for the province. So if you don't like that, then I can only apologise. But I did just want to mention that because I've literally just read the comments just before I started recording. Now, we're faced with the problem that we thought might happen if we tried to attack Illidan. We are just outmatched, numbers-wise. Now, Thranduil is an incredibly strong general, but even he, 78 men, he can get stun-locked. But if we withdraw, I'm pretty sure they can get us. Yeah, we're going to have to auto-resolve and lose the cavalry.
We must give up the road. There's still time to save our people.
Oh, Draugol's going to have to come over and remind them that they're weak and pathetic. I was hoping that those stats that we saw for their garrison were going to be exaggerated. Sadly, they are not. Now, come on, those of you who have been moaning about my turn times and me talking about it, you can't honestly say that you've not enjoyed how quickly we've just gone through 2 turns.
Onward! Stay alert! Elves! By the light of Elbereth! Elves!
Someone's going to have to stay behind and defend this.
Yes, my lord.
And also, if we take everything but the catapult, we can move faster.
Over here!
Much faster, in fact. It takes away an entire turn. So, Thranduil, if you hang around on the edge, and then we'll use you in a moment to drop in and support. So, I'm going to want some towers. I'm going to want one there, so hang there. Draugr will head over. Captain Ali Mildir will head back to Råberg, which we don't really have the defense for, so if need be, we're going to have to lose Råberg to take Ilanin, then come back and take it. I just didn't expect them to have such a strong garrison at Ilanin, but evidently they do.
Onward! Stay alert!
But as we're making our way south, you're going to make your way to Dol Guldur, and you're going to take that unit of wardens with you as you go. As we're starting to make a little bit of money, actually.
My lord.
Diplomat, where should we send you? Rohan, let's try and get alliance with Rohan.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Plans of Inadwaith outstanding. For those of you who may follow the YouTube channel GB Gaming, yesterday evening, myself and Elite Dwarf, the another mod team member, I tried to get Hummingbird to agree, but he seems to be, dare I use the word, terrified of speaking with me and speaking with us. But I'm sure it's something more than that. I know that he doesn't actually have a microphone, but I would be reticent to fully believe you, Hummingbird. But nevertheless, Elite Dwarf and myself partook in an interview with GB Gaming about Divide and Conquer, a little bit about our backstories coming into Divide and Conquer, and just general questions for a mod leader and a modder from a gentleman who's interested in mods and indeed mods himself. So I don't know when that will go up onto his channel, but stay tuned for that. He played a little bit as Dale in the background while we discussed features of DaC, and it was highly entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Over here, elves. We will need that one. Come, my brother.
Right, there we are. They're in position.
Yes, my lord.
Catapults back.
Come on.
Don't at the moment have any sight of anything else, but Dol Guldur are ramping up their defences across the board. Ah, they didn't take Caras Gallathon. I didn't think they would be able to. That's way too well defended. And the Vale of Anduin have managed to at least hold back Misty for a time. But doth mine eyes deceive me? Misty trying to make moves on our towns?
Without question.
Welcome to Helm's Deep. Oh, it's being besieged.
As you wish. I shall continue tomorrow.
Alright, back to the north then. Ah, the elves in Dorlingvar are retraining, which is good. Legolas is only a turn out, and Draugr is only a turn out, so let the turn come, and let our siege begin. Haven't been too many other comments. There's been a lot of people who are having crashes with 1.2, as is always the way, but with the amount of people who have downloaded 1.2 and the amount of people who report crashes, I'm tempted to say that we're seeing a favourable exchange. Now, these numbers are far more favourable, and one that we can win.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day.
Oh, it won't. That's a cool image. Haradrim, I believe they would be. Anyone can see a symbol of a snake anywhere? Okay, Lord Thranduil. Oh, my phone thinks I just asked Google to ask a question. Cavalry, hide in the trees. I'll use you in a moment because you're not actually as accurate as people on foot. Start shooting at what you can. Go now. Get a good charge in, go on. Oh, I wanted you to hit them. We've killed 20% of them already. I'm not really bothered if the horse archers die now, to be honest. Go and get a nice charge into the back of those. Thranduil will hold them in place. Ah, that will do very nicely, thank you very much. Those orcs are defeated. Go on, go and hit those.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Just need their captain to die, really. Well, the cavalry's doing very well, aren't they? Cavalry might get more kills than Thranduil at this rate. Go and get a finishing blow on those last group down there. Or don't. They've got that. I don't really like the look of that horse. It's very basic and it screams of the base game.
Behold how our cowardly foe ran.
Don't let them get away. Are they the only ones left? Oh yeah. The enemy just gave up. Capture them all. We're sending a statement today.
Our foe is utterly vanquished. Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
Look at those stats. 375. Thranduil is a monster. That is one of the last remaining sons of Fëanor throwing the Silmaril into the ocean to try and, well, I want to say to try and release his family from the curse of the Silmaril. And I can't remember if it's one of his last sons, because he had 7 sons, or if it's one of his grandchildren. But either way, they threw a Silmaril into the ocean. And I believe it's that Silmaril, isn't it, that people think might be the Arkenstone. Can't remember if it's that one or another one. Right, well, a small force from Ilanin has made its way south for some reason. They've attacked Thranduil and died. So Draugr now has the path completely clear to him. Oh, we have another family member just joined us. Oh, and perfect placement as well.
Sire, scatter them. Lay it to ruins. Keep them off balance.
It's just I knew that it was only going to be weak and pathetic units, because the orcs get a lot of their weakest units. They can train lots and lots of their weak units. So when I saw Ilanin's garrison was large, I had kind of guessed that it would all be militia level nonsense. And indeed, I am proved correct.
Engage! Put them down! Its end draws near.
And remembering that this is a Candish settlement, it's not going to get a garrison, so this is going to be an easy victory. We'll attack that as soon as we can on the next turn. War declared. Dorwinion and the Misty Mountains, that's interesting. But there's no invasion on, is there? Oh, they want me to take Burst South this, and they'll give you some money for it. You, while you can, build us a couple more towers.
We will need that one. Sire, onward!
I'd like to know what's going on.
Stay alert. Have a taste of my blade.
5 turns before Ilanin falls. Another end turn. On a totally different note, I'm currently reading the Honor Harrington series, and I'm on, I want to say, book 11. I think it's called At All Costs. And I'm very disappointed in the way that it's going. I must confess. I just wanted to briefly mention that. I don't know if I should talk about it too much, because many people don't care. But oh, Western Osgiliath has been rebuilt, and Ithrenatar has married Linathiel. I like the characters in Haven, and I also like the characters in Manticore, so I was quite pleased that it was looking like they were going to come to peace agreements. I quite like Queen Elizabeth, and I quite like President Pritchard. But the Messin, the fact that no one's figured out these Messin assassination things are Messin and not Havenite.
It's good to see we
and knowing as I do that the peace talks don't come to anything, I just want them to. I want a new enemy to come that they can fight together. Basically, I want to see Torville and Harrington fighting in the same navy. But I know that a lot of death and enemy and anger's all got to come before that. And I'm not sure I really want to read on that much more, you know. You get to that point where you just kind of like, I know where this story's going and I don't want it to go there, so I'm just not going to read it. But of course I will at least finish it. But somehow, Ilanin has managed to pull back a huge army, despite the fact that this is Dorwinian territory. What are they doing in Dorwinian heartlands? Unless they'd moved that army off intentionally to attack Dorwinion, or had they sent it back in the foresight that I was coming. I couldn't say, but either way, Dol Gulduar's armies of trash just never stop.
Follow me.
Berkalion's now been caught out as well, so he's nowhere near Rawberg, so they might do well there. I'm tempted to give Ilanin another turn, but then if we do, they will almost certainly attack us. Whereas if we take it now, Because they won't get a garrison, but we will still lose something because they've got a lot of troops, so people are going to die. Although we could use our generals. They'd carve through all of this militia nonsense. I was going to swear then. Sorry. That's what comes to mind when I think of those militia. It's just they're battle styled. The AI always frustrates me. I am going to do it. I'm just going to attack them.
By the light of Elbereth,
we're going to absolutely throw everything we've got into this. It thinks it's 1-for-1 or 4-3. We're barely behind them in numbers. How is that 4-3? I just saved it, but you should save it as close as you can. Nonsense. Nonsense, I say. There's an image of the hobbits. Is that Gollum behind them? Yeah, so that would suggest that that might be in Ithilien somewhere. Welcome to the Dorwinian Castle, or Dorwindrim Castle of Ilanin. A nice little interesting one, isn't it? A couple of water towers. Right, as I say, we are going to use our generals. I want to try and minimise losses as much as humanly possible. I also would quite like to use Lothlorien as much as we can. So, Girthinen to take that side on that, go on that wall. I'll tell you what, take those with you as well. You smash down the gate. Thranduil will go on that side. Down the middle. We've only got 4 towers, haven't we? So, you and you. No, I'll tell you what, split the towers to be on the 2 far sides. I'm not using Lothlorien there, am I? No, I'm not. Drop the ladders! Drop the ladders! Dropping ladders, sir! There we are. Alright, you take up those ladders. And you take up those ladders. And we will have our... No, we don't want our generals on this side because there isn't a gate. So you'd have to slowly climb up the ladder and it takes bloody ages. So instead the generals will go down the middle. With the other ram. And... put the archers with them as well, so shoot at anything you can. And when you guys burst through, take the javelin men with you. Right, and basically everything else... we'll group up. Stand them out of the way, just in case. Alright. Start battle. Oh, they've really split their forces, haven't they? Pause immediately. Right, you guys. Take that wall. You gentlemen. Take that wall and hit the host as soon as you climb. Take down the gate. It's annoying though, isn't it? The AI gets a bonus that a human doesn't. If I put all of my forces at the front here, the AI knows that you've done that and it puts all of its forces at the front. But when you split your forces into 3 ways, the AI again knows you've done that and it splits its forces into 3 ways. Whereas if you're playing as a human player, and say you were playing another human player, you wouldn't know what they're doing. And you'd have to guess where to put your forces, which is decidedly unfair. Now, I appreciate, obviously, if this were real, you of course would know where they're going, because you'd have people on all sections of the walls looking out, studying the enemy. But a human doesn't get that advantage. And so it does feel a little bit cheeky. Although, having said that, no, actually, when you're defending a castle, you see where the AI is straight away, don't you? And it lets you place. So no, I'm lying. It's just that the AI isn't clever enough to come from 3 directions, whereas a human player is. So you feel a little grieved that they counter you when an AI would never come from 3 sides. But hopefully coming from 3 sides... I really shouldn't have attacked. Why I fought... I shouldn't have fought my instinct. My instinct is always to siege these places out, because on the defensive we have a much stronger chance of winning. Outside of the towns. We're elves. But then also part of me does worry that if I siege every town out, then with the elves, because the enemy is very unlikely to attack you, that looks pretty cool. You're going to siege out every town and the campaign will just be dull. So I've attacked this more for your enjoyment than my own, because every single inch of me is screaming to have not attacked. Anywho, battering rams are at the gates.
The gate with the battering ram.
The ladders are going
Our
up.
men have reached the walls with their ladders.
Thranduil, I'm hoping, is shooting at something. Mirkwood hunters. They're getting a much better shot on you. But they are about to come under fire. My plan here is to use the generals in melee. I'm going to run them to the town square and hold it. And hopefully minimise our casualties as much as humanly possible. We'll also take the elites that we've got, because they're not going to be attacked, as you can see. Those Mirkwood hunters won't do anything against those wardens. Or warders. In fact, it looks like they're actually abandoning the walls in anticipation of our attacks on them, which is really quite foolish.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Right, you run out. Thranduil, you run in. No, don't climb down the ladder.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Generals, in you go. Everybody pressed. It looks like they're realizing what I'm doing, and they're pulling their troops back to counter me. How are you guys doing? Doing well. Excuse me, sorry. Break through. Yep, go on. Keep going. Keep going. Shield wall push. How are you guys doing?
We meet them at last. We must protect the woods.
It's not even really worth it, you throwing your javelins, you're just getting killed. You guys pull out as well. They have been defeated, fortunately. No, come down off the wall. Ignore the wall. So I lost too many of those. That was a foolish decision, really. Now we've just got to slog our way through. Come on then, let's use all of those. I don't want to use them. How are you having such a hard time getting down? I'm almost verging on angry that I didn't just siege this town out. And to hell with the video. Like, I want to win with as few losses as possible. It's the enjoyment I get from the game. And we are going to, unfortunately, lose someone or something here. There's no way around it. It really annoys me.
Lost control of the castle.
I find it annoying me for some reason. Always do exactly what you want, people. Don't do what you think you should do. At least, however, we're getting is some sort of mass routing going on here. The archers are foolishly trying to like kill us with arrows rather than run back to the castle. It's like, what are you hoping to achieve here realistically? Because you're not going to achieve anything with your current tactics. Keep the enemy back. No. Although that worked quite nicely actually, didn't it? It's moved them into the defensive position. What's going on over there? Who have we got? Oh, Gerthinen, I totally forgot about you. Sorry. You probably killed them, slaughtered loads of them, didn't you? It looks like they've got someone who's pushing for the square regardless of our troops though. Oh, no, they're dead. So we've actually won an almost 100% victory, despite my hopes to just make it to the middle and do nothing. This is a clear victory. We didn't lose too many, which isn't too bad, but... The Elbereth guards actually killed more than anyone else, 335. They paid for it though, but hopefully quite a few of them managed to survive. Were healed in the battle's aftermath. Ah, it's a very clear evening this evening. I can see the bright shining stars. And Ilanen falls.
We must defend these lands.
And
enter it.
We'll just occupy. Oh, we can't upgrade castles either, can we? I should have just sacked it. That was silly. Alright, merge what you can. I'm going to call it Folly's End, because that's exactly what I consider the orcs to be. Just avoiding the inevitable with these pathetic attempts at survival.
Elves! At ease! We will need that one! Come, my brothers! Elves! We must
doesn't particularly like us, but if we get it to be a bit elven... Oh, it's 5% elven. Oh, and it's very heavily Northman, so it's not hating us because it's not orcish or anything. Should give it to Dorwinian, really. It might help them survive a bit longer. In fact, that's a very wise idea. We don't need it to win. You don't need... like, 20 regions is nothing, and we've got to get to Barad-dûr yet, so there's no way that we need Ilanen, and if it helps Dorwinian survive, it's far more useful to them than it is to us. So let's get our diplomat over here. So we'll only hold on to it for a little while. And we'll give it to Dorwinian. And I'm not doing that to cheat, to aid my survival. I'm doing that tactically as an ally, assisting an ally. So screw you. In no uncertain terms. Feel my wrath. 8 turns till Dol Guldur dies. Well, unfortunately I'm not going to attack Dol Guldur because of the seething hatred I had for my attack on part of that name is for myself. I am going to allow Dol Guldur to siege out. Camden never going to get reinforcements there. It makes 0 sense losing even a single soldier to the attack of Dol Guldur. It does not make any sense, and I'm not going to. We're going to siege it for 8 turns, and in 8 turns we'll just take the city back. But I will end another turn because the end turns are going so damn quickly. It doesn't matter. We can squeeze another end turn in. We'll see what Dol Guldur do now that we've got Folly's End. We've got about, it'll take about 8 turns for our diplomat to make his way to Ravanian, so should probably just train another one. Diplomat skill, it doesn't really matter as much in this. I mean, yes, you can get a deal a bit more favourably for you if you have a better diplomat, but it's not really the be-all and end-all. Eredluin are doing well. Can we afford another diplomat? Can we even train another diplomat? No, we used up all the diplomat space.
Sire,
I think Dorwinian are going to be very thrilled when I give them
Elves, onward!
Ilanin
Come,
back.
my brothers.
I'm going to hold on to Rawberg though.
Like the wind.
Where did
We'll
that
need that
Goldur army go? It's not hiding in the trees, is it?
Elves.
Buggers. Diplomat, where are you?
Yes, my lord.
Get over here as quickly as you can. You're needed.
Yes. My lord.
The orcs are also pulling out. I shouldn't have sent him back.
Come, my
When we,
brothers.
for some reason, they're now walking down there. Are they going for there? Are they going for the Dorwinian capital? Part of me doesn't want to give it to Dorwinian because Dorwinian... I don't think Dorwinian have much hope of surviving against the onslaught of Rune now anyway. I mean, Rune have taken Saint-Anouilh Western Gardens. They've got Caras Sant as well. According to what we've last known, Caras Valathrim is still being held by Dorwinian, but other than that, they're down to a 2 provinces. No, it's I think it's...
My lord.
Oh, good lord.
You have something in mind? Approach.
Isengard have bribed 4 diplomats, and given their names, I'm suggesting they are all either Anduin or Rohirrim. Diplomats and bribery is outrageous. It's something I do plan on changing. For those of you who might like to enjoy bribing in your own games, I'm going to make bribing really difficult. I'm going to increase the bribery, or decrease the bribery chances to basically nothing. Because the AI just does it so much, and it doesn't really work in this kind of world. No human would ever actively join an orcish nation. I mean, yes, Grima Wormtongue sides with Saruman, but that's arguably long before Saruman ever dreamed of creating an orcish army, an orcish and as we all know, Grima is quite torn up about his betrayal of his home nation, and indeed, in the end, Grima even kills Saruman. So it clearly isn't an easy transaction between the two. And there's no other cases of orcs bribing humans, or dwarves bribing elves, or any of that kind of stuff. Like, no orc would ever join the dwarves, and it happens all the time because they've got the money. So I'm going to make bribery ridiculously difficult. It's not even going to be one that I'm requesting your opinions on. I'm just going to make it difficult to the point where bribery will be basically non-existent. Now that might cause you some problems with forts, but then if you bribe a fort away from someone, I'm pretty sure you're automatically declared at war with them anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I'm also, I think, no, we're going to go another turn. We'll go another turn. I was going to end the turn there, but I'll go another 5 minutes or so. Also because there's no imminent wars on the horizon. I don't really like saving just before a battle. And so, if possible, and if I can avoid it, I do like to save in a normal end turn situation. That Dorwinian captain looks pretty cool. Oh, that's an actual general, isn't it? Arving the Respected. Right, what have Doguldur done then?
Elves.
Oh, yeah, don't build that now. Sorry, that's a waste of money now. Although we will add one to Rawberg as we wait, because that isn't elven at all. Oh dear. Not that we really plan to use it though, actually. There's probably far better places we could spend that money. Far better places.
By the light of Elbereth, onward! Elves, we must give up the road.
As you head
will need
south,
that one.
we'll
Come,
then
my
move
brothers.
these two in to meet with you.
Stay alert.
We will need that one.
So, Berkalin, you go build us some
complete.
towers. Thranduil, you head there to build a tower, and
alert.
as you go to that point, we'll
Yes, my
join,
lord.
send the catapult down to join you. Yeah, we definitely do not
Yes,
want
my
to give
lord.
Ilanin to Dorwinian. They will just, I think that A, they'll just
Yes.
lose it, or B, and more likely, they're just going to lose anyway, full stop, so we shan't be passing it on to them, but Dale will certainly be able to hold it, and Dale already have Ber Alj, so they should be able to ship troops out to it quite quickly, and Dale, of course, are already at war with Rune, so it can only assist. And that map information tells a sad story, for that means that Bermalinge is no longer held by Dale, despite what the flag above it would tell you. It's a shame. But we have no use for Folly's End, and I think I'll probably just dismiss those units when they are done. Although they've got quite a high experience now of 7, but they're only on 1, they're only on 2. We can easily retrain those from our Lorien trading point. It's not a trading point, is it? What is it? Lorien Barracks. Now, if Caras Gallathon were to fall and we were to reclaim it, you can also train the Elven Alliance Barracks there, or build the Elven Alliance Barracks there. And the same is true if you play as Lothlorien and Thranduil's Halls Falls. That looks suspiciously like the Easterlings are coming to Folly's End before I've been able to sell it to Dale. And again, this is another situation where, to be honest, I'm not even that bothered about the money. I'd rather just give it to Dale.
By the light of Elbereth,
Like the wind!
They have far more use
Orders
for a town
completed.
like that than we
we
could
will
ever
need
have.
that one.
Elves!
Onward!
They will not see us in the forest.
Right,
Yes, my lord.
Onward!
we're ready.
At ease.
Dun, 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 dun. We got another unit of archers retrained. That's really good. It's coming along quite nicely down there then. Once we get Dol back, we'll start making some real serious money. But again, we have actually built most of the monetary related buildings in most of our settlements. So, we're making what we can. I just noticed though that can get a marksman range. We can start getting the hairy bang. The Tawarwaith or Sylvan Elves are a group of Moriquendi who inhabit the vast forest of Erun Las Galan. Erun Las Galan, wood of green leaves, now known as Mirkwood. It says it at the bottom, Hairy Bang, pronounced Hairy Bang. But that's a lot of money and quite far out. I don't think that's... We'll wait and we'll put the... if we are making a little bit of money, we can save it up. Oh, and put it in places like this as well. What are you constructing that you can't? Oh, you're already building a Hall of Song. That's why. Oh, we'll wait on that one then. The discount doesn't apply. A nice little interesting plug for you. This building makes all your buildings cheaper. But if you've queued up a building after it, that building won't get the cheaper construction that this gives to every building once it's built. So the buildings after that one in the queue do, but that one doesn't. So if you're building a Hall of Song, you should always empty the queue after it, so that you then get the cheaper discount on the next ones. Oh, it's so tempting to train units from there, isn't it? Because we could get a roster in. And they do get free upkeep, actually, so we will. I don't need another general. We got them coming out our ears now, but I will get a nice reinforcing army ready. Because once we take Dol Guldur, as I say, our money's going to go back up quite substantially. So we can afford a little bit more. Also, Thranduil's only going to lose men as he makes his way south, and that less men means more money. So. But there I will end the episode. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. Stay tuned on Friday for Khazad-dûm, and then of course faction overview on Sunday. I hope to do another lore overview soon, and I would very much welcome your suggestions, because I was thinking about it just this very morning. I'd quite like to do a lore overview sometime soon, and I couldn't really think of a topic. I couldn't really think of another sort of easy topic, because I did think about the Children of Hurin, but the Children of Hurin is an entire book, and trying to squeeze that into like a 30-minute video is just nigh impossible. So if you do have any suggestions of things you'd really like to know about, I should just mention that we know virtually nothing about orcs. So for asking for a lore video about orcs, there's really nothing I can tell you. That video would be 10 minutes long. Similarly, Easterlings, Haradrim, and Variags of Khand, we know virtually nothing about any of them. Again, videos related to them would be 5 minutes long, and most of what we know about them is just Gondor's history. So they're topics that I'd kind of stay away from, because I just can't tell you anything. The only thing that we know about the orcs are the 2 different potential ways that orcs are created. And that's not worthy of a video just to talk about that. It's genuinely is a couple of minutes. So do suggest the things that you might want to know about in a lore video, and I can get round to them. But for now, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.